Okay, so we're going to take a look at some of the common mistakes that were made on your quiz from yesterday. So if you got a score other than a 4, you should be writing this information down. So number 1, consider the following graphs. A. Susan says the slopes in the above graphs are both positive. Is she correct? Well, she is correct. So you should have the word yes circled. And then it says, how do you know? And so you should have something along the lines of the slopes are both positive because the lines are increasing when the graph is read left to right. So what are we looking for as far as like the meat of your answer? We're obviously looking for the fact that you say yes, but we're also looking for this when you read the graph left to right and that the lines are increasing. And we tried to help you out when we scored it to make sure that you were getting as many points as you possibly could. So that's the first one. Okay. Part B is the slope of each graph is determined incorrectly. Tell where the mistake is made and determine the correct slope. So I tried to give you as much help on this as I could. Right here gives the correct formula. Okay? And the points are correct in both of them. So I was trying to set you up for success. The first problem here, if you notice, they get the 4 by saying 4 minus 0, and they get the 16 by saying 26 minus 10. So what they are doing is they are subtracting the x value from the y value. You have to point that out to me in some way, either with words or with kind of your explanation. But I need something that shows you picked up on that. So the correct slope would be slope equals rise over run. The rise would be from 26 minus 4, and the run is 10 minus 0. So that is 22 over 10. I can simplify this fraction down by dividing by 2 and get 11 fifths. So the correct slope is 11 fifths. Okay, and then graph B, they make a very similar mistake. On this one, again, they are subtracting the x, value from the y value. So it's a similar problem, it's just that they've actually shown their work on this one, on this one and over here it looks like they probably used the graph to count it. But this one they've actually used the formula. So on this you would say slope equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Your second y value is 100 minus the first one of 0. Your second x value is 16 minus the first one of 0. And you're left with 100 over 16, or 50 over 8, or 25 over 4. And that's all that you can do to simplify that. So this is 25 fourths. So here we're looking for your mistakes, right? We're also looking, did you get the correct answer by showing your work? Okay, okay, let's look at the back. During the week, Ashley bought gas at 3 different gas stations. She bought 15 gallons at Joey's for $45.75. She bought 18 gallons at Come and Go for $54.18. And she bought 9 gallons at Valero for $27.63. Determine the unit rate for the cost of each gas at each gas station. So unit rate here is a rate. We're going to start with Joey's. We have $45.75 divided by 15 gallons. So we're just doing division. Well, 45 divided by 15 is 3, and 75 divided by 15 is 5. So that's 0, 5. $3.05 per 1 gallon. Okay. So you have to have in your answer the dollar sign, and you have to have that denominator of 1 because it's looking for a unit rate. So your unit rate has to have both dollars and gallons in there. And we do the same thing for Come and Go and Valero. So Come and Go was $54.18 divided by 18 gallons. 54 divided by 18 is 3. And 18 divided by 18 is 1, so it's 0.1 per gallon. And you can always go in and check your math if you want to. You could say 18 times 3 and see if you got it right before selecting that as your final answer. So this is $3.01 per gallon. And one more time for Valero. So this is $27.63 per 9 gallons. 27 divided by 9 equals 3. And 63 divided by 9 equals 7. So the answer is $3.07 divided by 1 gallon. You had to have division to solve the problems, and preferably the dollar over gallons, obviously, so you get the right answer. And then you have to have your units along with the correct answer. Next one is an equation that you need to solve. So you can solve this using any strategy that makes sense to you. I'm just going to solve it using numbers. So this means 4 groups of x plus 3. So 4 groups of x would be 4x, and 4 groups of 12 would be 12. And then we subtract the x again and keep everything. So the first step is to distribute. If you distribute incorrectly, then you can't get anything else correct. And we have to kind of deal with that problem right there. Now we're going to combine like terms. We have 4x minus x, so that is 3x plus 12 equals 3x plus 12. And a lot of you stopped right here and wrote infinite solutions, which works perfectly. Some of you went on to do something like this, and then you wrote infinite solutions, and some of you went even further. There's a couple different ways that you can get that infinite solutions as your answer. Okay. Number 5, give the domain. So the domain, those are the x values. Okay. You have to have a bracket, and you don't repeat any. So this is 0, 1, 3, 5, and 7. And then the range, those are the y values with brackets. So that is like 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10. And even though there's 2 4s, you don't have to write them twice. And it says, does the set of ordered pairs represent a function? No, it does not. And the reason it doesn't represent a function is because the domain of 1 has 2 range values. Okay, number 6. Custom ink charges $7 per shirt plus a $20 setup fee, and custom printing charges $10 per shirt plus a $10 setup fee. Which company is the cheapest when purchasing 300 shirts? So the key here is the 300 shirts. We have custom ink is 300 times 7 plus 20. Well, 300 times 7 is 2100 plus 20. So this is $2,120. And then custom printing is 300 shirts times 10 plus their $10 setup fee. So that is 3,000 plus 10, which is $3,010. So which one is the cheapest? Hopefully you wrote custom ink. Okay. And the last problem, James earns $8.15 per hour that he works. So define variables. This does not mean define what a variable is. This means that you put x equals number of hours and y equals money earned. Then you write an equation. Y equals 8.15x. So hopefully this helps you understand the score that you got on your 2D quiz. You are more than welcome to retake this quiz on Thursday. Just make sure that you make an appointment with Miss Berry on Wednesday so she knows to have a copy for you. And you get a parent signature so they know what's going on. And if you have any other questions, just ask Miss Berry.